Zotac! Yes, we're at the Zotac booth. Check this out. They've got the new amp and the Amp Extreme right here. We're looking at them 10 plus 2 power phase design on both of these. And they have their, this one has 2 of the 100mm fans on it. So it has 2 of the 8-inch heat pipes and then 4 of the 6-inch heat pipes coming through here. And we also have the wraparound backplate, which is kind of nice, giving it the unified design. See that right there, the wraparound backplate. 2 of the 8-pin power connectors, and then we'll go ahead and show you the back here. They both have the power boost, as you can see on there, which really just helps to smooth out the power delivery coming from your PSU or whatever. Nice ID on the back, kind of crazy looking. Let's go ahead and move on over. You guys know these are 1080s, they're going to be really overclocked. They haven't said what exactly the overclock's going to be. This is the big guy, and it's got full-on RGB going on like crazy on this. This one also has the RGB going on. Both of them have the RGB, but this one is going to have RGB all around here, and it has their triple echo fans. So these, as you can see, they have the sort of like the cutout right there. Now it's got the Exo armor, all metal on both of these, by the way, just freaking nice, all metal. And then large wraparound on this one. It's a 2.5 slot card, just because I mean, most of the weight on this is going to be these fins, just tons of fins. This one also has more heat pipes. I believe it's 4 of the 8mm heat pipes. So, and then a few of the 6 as well. So that one's even crazier on the back. We've got more LED light up zones here. We've got the power boost, of course. And this also lights up according to your LED profiles that you're going to set in the software. So there's that Extreme card. We'll know exactly how fast it is soon, and we'll know the MSRP soon, but we just wanted to show you guys here what Zotac was cooking up there. Now I want to show you the Magnus EN980. Over here is the actual unit, but this is the unit encased in I guess plastic, so you guys can see what's going on. Now this one is the smallest VR-ready PC in the world, so they say, and it's liquid cooled. Now the liquid cooling on this, you have a 120 right here, and it's cooling both the CPU, which is an i5 6400 quad core running at 2.7 up to 3.3, that's the boost, of course. And you have a 980 over here, and that's all being cooled by the same loop. That's not a 980M, even though it looks like it might be for someone who does not know what a full-on 980 looks like. That's a full 980, the ones that you see in the the laptops, the full 980 implementation. So that's going to be really freaking fast, just as fast as a desktop 980. We got plenty of other stuff going on, dual NICs, so that could be nice for the living room. 2 DisplayPort, plus we got HDMI. So this thing's freaking loaded, 8 gigabytes of memory. We've got M.2 SATA SSD in there, so this is going to be really freaking fast. Plus you got a 1 terabyte SATA hard drive, and that's just going to be for storing all your games and stuff. So this is going to be one hell of a VR machine, and I anticipate as soon as the 1080 releases their mobile version, we'll see this with one of those. And over here is the final box, honeycomb design on top here for cooling. So pretty snazzy. You know what, speaking of VR, I think I want to check out a backpack. Let's go take a look at that. All right, she's wearing a Zotac prototype backpack that we have right over here. Now this is an interesting unit that has similar components to what we just saw. We've got the 980M in there. Not the full-on 980 in here, but it's a small version. And they made it just a little bit smaller and more compact. And they have 3 blower fans here just shooting the air across to keep it cool. Now the best part about this is it can be powered by battery for 3 hours. So a little bit more than the MSI that we saw. And this is, like I said, it's just a prototype, but it's actually shaped and formed like a nice backpack. It's got a bit of weight to it. I don't know the exact specifications on the weight, but of course you're wearing a computer on your back. It's be a nice little workout for you. So seeing these VR backpacks, showing up around it, that's kind of cool because you're not going to be tripping over the cables as much. So not bad. Let's check out some of these Z boxes. They've updated their passively cooled. This is the CI523 and the 543 Nano. And so this is entirely passively cooled. Now before it was on the inside, it was just a giant aluminum block that just went down there and kept everything cool. Now they've got some copper and some heat pipes that wrap around into the aluminium under there. So that's kind of cool. And you got an i3 6100U or an i5 6200U. This one's pretty cool because it has 2 USB 3.1 Type-C. Also got, of course, Wi-Fi, everything else. But it has DisplayPort and HDMI. It's going to be using the internal Intel HD Graphics 520. So there's that. Over here we've got the Nano. Now the Nano is very similar to that one, except maybe just a slightly lower spec, but still got 2 of the USB 3.1 Type-C. Still got i3 6100U, i5 6300U, or the i5 6300U with the Intel AMT. So the same graphics, the Intel HD Graphics 520. So pretty fancy on this one. Let's keep getting smaller, shall we? We got a couple of these guys here, the PC sticks. Now this one is passively cooled. This little guy right here. It's based on Intel's little compute sticks. But as you can see there, got a lot of different options. Gigabit, USB 3, Type-C as well, HDMI. card slot plus Wi-Fi. So this one's passively cooled, and this one has a fan. But other than that, they're pretty much the same as far as specs go. Inside there, we have an Atom X5 Z8300, and that's a quad core. We have Intel HD graphics, 2 gigabytes of DDR3, which is nice, 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. You've got your HDMI out, of course it's male sticking out there, and then you got 10100 Ethernet, 802.11ac Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth, plus a micro SD slot, and it comes with Windows 10 Home Premium pre-installed, so you guys can install Linux yourself if you like, but right now they just only come with Windows 10. Let them know if you want Linux in the comments. Another tiny computer, possibly for your living. This is the PI 330 system, and this is also an Intel Atom Z8500. It's quad core, and we've got Intel HD graphics, 2 gigabytes of onboard memory, 2 USB 3 and 1 USB 3 Type C, 32 megabytes, or sorry, megabytes. That's nothing. 32 gigabytes of memory on board, and we have gigabit Ethernet, 802.11ac Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4, and a micro SD card slot. One thing that's really cool about this unit is that it has a DisplayPort and an HDMI. So they've updated that. Now it will support 2 displays, and it comes with Windows 10 Home Premium, or 10 Home, I'm sorry, pre-installed. So there they are. We found Ducky. We found a bunch of keyboards. The Ducky Shine 6 is here. Let's take a look at this Ducky Shine 6. It's going to come in Cherry MX, white, black, red, brown, and blue. There you have it. Full RGB. Now, you do all the RGB on the keyboard just like this, messing around over here, doing different modes and stuff. And you can do per key lighting, you can do macros and all that stuff just by messing around with the function keys. But this one, they've actually created some software. So now you can do it this way, or you can go easy mode and just do it with the software. Software doesn't really have a name yet, they don't have anything to show yet, but it's here. Ducky's using all Cherry MX, so the LED is going to, unfortunately, be up on the top, so it's not perfect lighting, but it's it's Cherry, so you get the quality of Cherry. The behind, I guess all the keys, it's white, and that allows the color to reflect, and it just gives it a better look. Now they've also redone the design of this one. Compared to the 4, it does not feel quite as solid. It's got this plastic on top. I don't care for this, really. It's all right, but it doesn't feel as solid as the 4. Maybe the 5 is okay, but it's got your dip switches on the bottom. You do your Colmac and everything right over here. You can do Colmac and change your polling rates, and also do of course, Dvorak. Now, the feet can be, they actually can remove them. I'll go ahead and try to pull one off real quick. Well, you can, trust me, you can pull that out and flip it over and make it bigger. Probably 3D print your own as well. Also want to note, the cable is detachable, and there's no routing options on the back. It just comes out of the back. This is something to, this is for routing your mouse. Of course, your mouse cable, for those of you guys who use the annoying braided cables, this could be perfect. Sorry, I'm being such a jackass right now. It can also be removed. I can't get it off there, but with one hand, it doesn't work. You can pop it off and put it on the other side for the lefties, so they thought of you guys. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, but I don't know, it doesn't look quite as sleek as the other Duckies, in my opinion. Hey, that's my opinion. This is also new, kind of cool. It's a 65, because it has over here, you got the home page up, page down, and you also have the arrow keys. So they've added all that in, but it's still extremely compact. And on the back here, this is what's interesting about this. So we've got your dip switches over here. Now this entire module, see this area right here? This is a module. And right now we have a plug with the cable routing options. So that's what we have there. Now, you can swap that module out here, and this is a Bluetooth module. So now it's wireless, works with all your Bluetooth stuff. So that's kind of cool as well. This is a Vortex. They're sharing a booth with Ducky, but it's not the same brand. There, yes. So now this separates into 2 halves. You can move it around any way you like. Use this. This would be a nice little gamepad or something, or just shortcut. Maybe you can use 2. I don't even know. That's kind of cool. This one here, it's like a 30%, 35%. This is tiny. No number buttons. You're gonna have to use macros for this thing. I need my number buttons, but hey, it's RGB lit behind there. Looks kind of cool. Got a few of those. The guys from Vortex are not here to show us, but it's just basically they've got a whole smorgasbord of different designs. I like this one. Look at that. That's pretty sexy in my opinion. And this is all aluminum. Very sexy. Kind of remind me of some of the stuff that Input Club is doing. Now, they've also got some different configurations. This is just 10 keyless with all the F keys on top. Take a look at that. All the F keys on top. Page up, page down, home, and all that stuff's over here on the side. And then your arrow keys, control and shift and everything. God, I love this. Kind of want this. RGB in there. Cool. Go around to the other side, take a look at a couple. Hey, it's a 60. It's actually kind of a sexy 60. Sexy 60 with RGB. Very pretty. Hey, a numpad for all those guys that, like me, were like, I can't use this thing. I need a numpad. Well, there's my numpad for those little guys over there, the little 30 whatever percent, 35%. Another 60. And behind us, they also make full-size keyboards. Interesting company. They also make some reverse keyboards. I mean, they've got this. This is very pretty. But look at this. Reversed. Home and the arrow keys and all that business. Pretty cool stuff. All right, guys, we're at Inwin. I've got some crazy stuff. All this aluminum is making me crazy. Aluminium. I did it. Check it out. X-Frame version 2. It's on a swivel in the middle, and this thing can fit just about everything. It's probably one of my favorite open air cases on the planet. They also got a totally custom 1065 watt Inwin power supply right here with a nice tempered glass side, so you can see on the inside with some lights. That comes with it. It's really pretty. God, it's really pretty. This is really substantial, and also the aluminum around the edge of this frame is thick and tough. Now you can mount some 2.5 inch drives here and here, more on top here if you like. You have room for optical drive down at the bottom. We'll show you that in just a second, but huge motherboard area here. I would have liked I guess a bit bigger of a cutout backplate, but it's like you don't have to worry about it. You can just build it on here. This again is very thick aluminum. Now let me show you something real quick. So you saw me just pick that up, right? Well, you can pick it up and turn it sideways and then put it back on the swivel like so. And look at this one. This is a fully built system. God, that's beautiful. I'm sorry, I get a little excited about this. Now we can show you the rest of what's going on over here. Room for the biggest graphics cards in the world, pretty much, because it's open air. You can put some 3.5 inch drives here. I mean, you can get kind of modular with it. You can do that over there too. And power supply, you can see that coming through there. Over here, hey, we got room for more drives. I/O panel, going crazy, even Type-C on this, so that's nice. And it looks like this can be unscrewed and replaced easily if you wanted to upgrade that in the future, possibly, who knows, or do something else on your own. More hard drives if you like. And then down here we've got 5.25, so you can do optical or just whatever else you want to put here, maybe monitor temperatures and stuff. Yes, I'm getting one of these. That's just it. This is awesome. That is some substantial aluminum around there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other stuff. We got the Inwin P series and also the PL series. I'm going to focus mostly on the PL series. These are all 80 plus gold certified. They're up to 92% efficient, usually around 60 to 60% load or so. But this one here is extremely quiet, and it has full RGB LEDs. So for people who want to go crazy with the RGB LEDs, yeah, you can do that. And then down here on the bottom, you can see there's a port right here. Now you can use this port to hook up to your USB internally, and then use their software to control the LEDs to make it match everything else in your system. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of RGB LEDs, how about some RGB LED fans that are daisy chainable? This is the Aurora LED fan. You can daisy chain these with their small cables, and they're individually addressable in the software. So after you get them daisy chained up, easily control them. Thanks to this little controller right here. And they haven't really pushed the limits of this as far as the daisy chaining goes. A lot of it's going to be dependent upon your power supply and just the way everything works. But so far they have 15 of them running in this system off of the one unit there. So that's kind of cool. And you know, I want to play around, I guess, with them to see how the static pressure and everything else that is. But mainly these are for, you know, aesthetics. They're also going to be quality because they're Inwin. All right, this is the Asus ROG Avalon. It's a complete system with an OEM case from Inwin. And this thing is, God, the thickness of these aluminum panels is ridiculous, just absolutely ridiculous. All those hot swappable hard drive bays, freaking sexy. So you can see the motherboard chamber is really clean and sleek. Power supply just pops right out. That's crazy.
Modular power supply.
Modular power supply. This thing is a brick. There comes the side. See, we got. Now this is a heavy piece of aluminum. Not sure exactly how heavy it is, but this is a nice thick piece of aluminium. That's the GPU chamber right there. Isolates it, hanging out over there. Pretty. And then over on the other side, over here we have a couple fans that's going to blow across the components on the inside there. This is the Desk Mini 110. It is tiny. As in tiny, I mean that it is 155 by 155 by 80 millimeters, and it supports a tiny 5-inch by 5-inch motherboard. But that also will support socket 1151 on the inside. We've got that. You have 2 DDR4 slots. You have your Realtek, Intel, Gigabit NIC, It's got M.2 because it's got an ASRock, and it's just a tiny little case is the main thing here. There's no room for VGA on this, but you'll have to use integrated graphics. Use it as a slim client or something like that. And just the cool thing about this is mainly that you can use the full-on desktop socket 1155 parts in here. On the back we have DisplayPort and HDMI, which is nice. Those are gigabit Ethernet. Now in front there you can see our USB. Those are 3.0 Type C, and also just 3.0 Type A connector on the front, plus the audio. Pretty snazzy. Inwin's got some nice stuff this year. Let's check out the case mods real quick, see how they look in this lighting. I'll give you guys a quick shot of all the case mods in their final glory. So, yeah. Swinging on by, it's BS Mods team. And there's Team Mongoose. Now we're over to the Frenchies here. I like the spaceship going on. Got the very minimal mod here from, this is running with scissors there. And we got Babe Tech going green, going crazy. Then we got the Team Down Under right here with their military theme. Got SMPC, very minimal. They've painted this thing a few times. Got the Inwin logo on there. And then last but not least, we have Kun Mod from China. So there's all the mods in their final form. Come back the other way so we can see the other side. See both sides of these case mods. All this in the 509 chassis. So one I'm going to stop on right here because they cut that with a jigsaw. Pretty ridiculous. We can keep on going now. One thing I want to point out here, lens is homemade with the resin. Pretty fun to watch. And yeah, this is all cut, and Jesus, they sat here forever doing this. So, pretty sleek looking machines. We'll let you know who won.